and opening your eyes. Welcome to Monday, everybody. Hope you had a lovely weekend. So, a little bit of glute activation this morning. So, coming directly into child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching, sitting back, but thinking of the hips and the glutes in this position. Relax your head to the mat. Lift your forearms so your palms press down. And as you press the palms down, slide them away from you. Feel that stretch through your bottom. So even in this position, we're trying not to stick the tailbone up. It's like you're trying to round it down. Just a slight tuck of the tailbone. Inhale, coming forward, come into tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck the toes under. Neutral spine, so make sure you're not sinking between your shoulder blades, so pushing up through the palms, gently rounding out between the shoulders. You'll feel your core activate, and then lift the right leg. You want to bend the knee, flex the foot, so it's as if you're stamping on the ceiling, and lift the thigh parallel with the mat. And then just tiny little pulses, you're going to pulse the heel up, so keeping the knee bent. And you want to drop, it's almost like rolling that right thigh under you, so the knee comes straight down as you do these little pulses. You're only moving a couple of inches. Keep that pressure up through the palms. Keep the core activated. Okay, and then release down, other side. Again, so bend at the knee, flex at the ankle, and then roll the hip under you, so the thigh and the knee are pointing directly down. Push up through the between the shoulders, so feel your core activate, and then little pulses up, and the thighs parallel to the mat. Okay, bring that leg down. Inhaling, take the left leg back. So flex the foot. Same thing, instead of letting the hip roll up, you're going to roll the thigh under you, internal rotation. Flex at the ankle, so you feel the whole of the back of the leg and the front, but it's more, you point your toe, feel the difference. You might feel the quads engage. If you flex the ankle, you'll feel the hamstrings. Reach the right arm forward, turn the palm inwards. Same thing, don't sink down into the shoulder girdle, so pressing up. Okay, and then change, other side. Right leg back, flex the ankle, roll the thigh under you, reach the opposite arm forward. And don't lift the leg too high, so you want to feel a reach between the heel and the fingertips, and the leg is parallel to the mat. Release down, once more each side. Left leg back, right arm forward. Change, left arm forward, right leg back. Okay, come back to tabletop and then come to the front of the mat. Standing in mountain, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Exhale to Uttanasana fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, so look up, flat back. Exhale, palms down, step back. Roll into plank. Lower through Chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Take 3 breaths. Activate your Ujjayi breath, breath with sound. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, come forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, step back. Roll into plank. Lower through Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. 3 breaths. Look at the placement of your hands. Squeeze your hips so pelvic floor, navel to spine, lift the hips high. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, step, hop, jump. To Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bending the knees deeply, fingertips down, beside your toes. You're going to take the right foot back. Runner's lunge first, so left knee directly above left ankle, lift up through the back thigh, so don't let that back knee bend. Lift through the thigh, come onto the ball of the back foot, squeeze the thighs to the midline and reach your chest forward, draw the shoulder blades down your back, gazes down. Exhale, drop the right knee way behind the hip, flatten the foot, come up. This is Anjaneyasana, which is low lunge. Hands to the thigh, just gently releasing through the hips. Feeling it stretch in the glute. You sink the hips, but keep chest lifting, shoulders relaxed, tuck your tailbone under. The same as in Vanasana, child's pose. You might feel like, but I can't do that, that doesn't feel it. It's more the action. As you attempt to do that, you'll feel your pelvic floor, the navel, coming towards the spine a little. Okay, then fingertips down, tuck the right toes under, and you're going to come up into high lunge. So you have the feet hip distance apart, so the knee and the legs are hip distance apart. Then squeeze the thighs. You're going to come up, come up into a high lunge, which means come up. So the left knee is over the left ankle, and then lift up strongly through the back thigh. Now we're going to do little pulses down. You can have your hands to your hips rather than up. So little pulses, squeeze the glutes. So you want to lower the right knee towards the mat, but then squeeze the glutes and the thighs to the midline to come to a straight leg at the back. Keep the bend in the front knee. Okay, one more, squeeze, and then step forward. Okay, bending deeply, fingertips down, take the left foot back. Runner's lunge, bend through the right knee, lift up through the left thigh, come onto almost onto the toes of the left foot, reach the chest forward, squeeze the thighs to the midline. And then exhale, drop the left knee down, flatten the foot, Anjaney. So sinking the hips down, keep that lift up through the chest. Gentle tuck in the tailbone. Okay, then tuck the left toes under. You're going to squeeze, you can bring your hands to your hips before you come up. So then squeeze the thighs, come up to stand. And thinking about, you need to turn the hips to the front, so you don't want the left hip rolling out, and then you're going to bend the left knee and do your little pulses. So to an inch off the mat and squeeze the thighs to the midline, work those glutes. So you feel that the glute working beautifully. Okay, one more. And then step forward. Feet hip distance apart, bend your knees, ragdoll. So just hang, let the head yes and no, shake. Hold on to the elbows. Okay, and then hands to your hips, squeeze your thighs to the midline. Just come up slowly. Take the left foot back, feet hip distance apart, come into warrior one. So you can be on the ball of the foot first to sink through the right knee and then drop the heel. That's easier. But you want to be able to have, as the feet are hip distance apart, so you can turn the hips to be parallel to the front of the mat. Sink through the right knee, lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulders towards each other, your shoulder blades, and then release the hands. Inhale, bring your arms up. You can have James Bond fingers, but you want to, the gaze is forward first, lift up, so squeeze the palms towards each other, lift up, sink through the right knee, and then lift up through the core, squeeze the thighs to the midline and look up to your thumbs. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Inhale and then exhale, humble warrior. So legs stay the same. Keep the right knee above the right ankle. Take your hands behind you, dip your head and chest on the inside of the thigh. And you can hold, clasp the hands, lift the arms up. To push through the back foot so you can sink. Bring the right knee above the ankle and sink down. And inhale, reach the chest forward, squeeze the arms towards each other. Coming up, step to the front of the mat. Exhale. Other side. So you're going to take the right foot back. So take the right foot back, sink through the left knee, drop it the right heel into warrior one. Sorry, Caroline, did we lose you? Sink through the left knee, hands to hips. Rotate the hips so they're facing the front edge of the mat. Drive through the back heel so you feel the strength through this right thigh. Bring your arms up, reach up. Sinking down, drive through the back heel, and then start to, as you lift the arms up, draw the shoulder blades down your back, and lean back gently to look up. So feel the core, squeeze the thighs to midlines, feel the glutes here. Inhale, exhale, take the hands behind you, humble warrior, sink through the left knee, drive through the outside edge of the back foot. Relax your head and shoulders, lift your arms and squeeze the forearms towards each other, lift the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Then inhale, reach the chest forward, come up, exhale, step to the front of the mat. Okay, we're going to do Balancing pose, warrior 3. It's very strong through the leg. If you feel like you want to have a piece of furniture so that you can, so we essentially warrior 3 is like that, with both arms, but you can hold on to a piece of furniture. You feel the strength, you'll feel the strength through the right thigh. So we're going to stand on the right leg first. So bend your knees, hands to hips first. Touch the left toes behind you and lift up through the standing leg as you reach your chest forward. Start to lift the back leg and straighten the front leg. Squeeze the thighs to the midline. Same thing, you want to drop the left hip so the left thigh rolls inward, flex the foot. Lift up strongly through the right leg. You can keep your hands on your hips or reach the arms forward. Strength in the right leg. And then inhale, come up, float the feet next to each other. Just stand in mountain, regulate your breath. So take deep ujjayi breaths, deep into the belly. Okay, then hands to hips, feet hip distance apart. Take, as you bend through the left knee, touch the right toes behind you. Squeeze your core, start to lift up through the standing leg. Start to lift the back leg, flex the right foot, roll the thigh under you, and lift up strongly through the left thigh. When you're ready, release your hands. Inhale, hands to hips, float the right foot back next to the left. Standing mountain, close your eyes for a moment. Take control of your breath, pranayama. Okay, then exhale, bending down, fingertips down. And you're going to step back into down dog. And inhale, roll forward into plank. I'll do it this side. Take the left leg, take the left foot to the outside of the left hand. This way for lizard. So firstly, have the toes pointing directly forward, knees sinking over the left ankle. Press up through the arms, spread through the shoulder blades so the core is engaged, and you're squeezing the thighs to the midline, your back leg is lifted. And then turn the left toes out, and then let the thigh roll in the same direction. You can drop the back knee if you need to intensify the pose. You keep that leg lifted. And you can have your block or a rolled up towel, whatever, in front of you. But from here, squeeze the thighs to the midline, and then you're going to come onto, you can stay up on your palms. If you want to deepen lizard, you can come down onto the mat or onto the block, just resting on your forearms. So don't come down to the mat unless you can have both elbows on the mat, both forearms, because the left one will want to lift. Reach your chest forward, squeeze the thighs to the midline. You want length in the spine. And then left foot can roll onto the outside edge. Only if you can, it doesn't matter if you can't, but that opens the hip a bit more deeply. Stretching out through the glutes. Inhale, come back onto your palms. Lift the left leg behind you, come back into down dog. Lift the right leg. Roll into plank. Right foot comes to the outside of the right hand for lizard. The same thing, squeeze the thighs to the midline. And point the toes directly forward first. So this is activating through the hip flexors, sinking the hips, keep the back knee lifted, back thigh strong. Feel that connection between the arm, the shoulder and the knee. And then you can drop your back knee if you need to. Turn the right toes out, let the right knee fold out so the thigh goes in the same direction. And then start to come down if you can, or come on forearms to the block. And then roll onto the outside edge of the right foot. Keep the length in the spine. Squeeze your thighs so you'll feel your glutes activate. Lift up through the pelvic floor, and you want to keep the chest coming forward. The length through the spine. And then inhale. Come back onto your palms. Lift the right leg behind you. Come into down dog. Inhale. Right knee behind right wrist. Cross the foot so toes point across to the other side of the mat. Drop your hips so they're level, so you're rolling the left thigh under you. Come into pigeon. So flatten the back foot, bring your hands beside the front knee, sink your hips a little further. If you need to prop that right hip onto a block or a rolled up towel. So feel the back bend here, just gently as you sink the hips, squeeze the core. And once you feel the hips are level, you're going to bring the torso down, so arms come forward. If that feels okay, then you can fold to relax your head down. So lovely stretch through the thigh, the glutes. And trying to soften into it. If you're gritting your teeth, thinking negative thoughts, use your exhalation to soften, or just come up a little bit higher. You don't have to fold over it. Okay, come back onto your palms, tuck the left toes under, lift the right leg up, give it a little shake, get the blood flowing back through the hip, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, roll into plank, left knee behind left wrist, point the toe across and down to the other side of the mat, then slide your right leg back, flatten the foot, fingertips come back either side of the knee, so you sink the hips. If you need to prop the left thigh there to stop you rolling to the side, do that. Hips sink, squeeze the thighs, lift up through the core, and then fold. And just come to your forearms, that's enough. Or you can fold completely, keep length in your spine. Try and keep the breath nice and deep. You'll notice that one thigh, one glute, one leg is always a bit tighter than the other. Okay, inhale. Lifting up. Place your palms, your hands well. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the left leg up. Give it a shake. And then bring your knees down, come to sit. Sit back, knees bent, feet on the mat. Then cross the right leg over the left. Cross the right ankle over the left. Flex the foot, thread the needle. So right arm goes between the thighs, take the back of the thigh or the shin if you're more open in the hips. And then draw the left thigh towards you. Relax the head and shoulders onto the mat. And then release. Change to the other side. Oops. And then left ankle over right thigh. Don't forget to flex that foot, the left foot, and then draw the right thigh towards you. So you use your left arm to resist, to help deepen that hip glute stretch. Inhale, and then exhale, release the feet down and come to sit, facing me. Hands on your thighs. Relax your shoulders, sit nice and tall. Close your eyes. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Bring your palms together at your heart center, lowering your head and opening your eyes. Namaste. Have a lovely day and see you tomorrow.